Right, well, I'm Julian Gordon. I have been studying Kabbalah most of my life. I started it at a young age. I'm a mathematician by trade or by training, and as a result of my interest or my abilities in mathematics, I've been able to understand a lot of the quantum work and the quantum effects that we speak of, and that is becoming more and more current in our vocabulary. To my mind, I call it that what is happening in this time is that we're accessing what I refer to as fourth dimensional energy or information. That is information that deals with a different paradigm of time and space. It deals in a paradigm of where things are not absolute, but they are relative. And it's about our relation and our relationship with the elements around us. As a Kabbalist, I believe that there is a template, there is a basic structure in which we can play and can create. We cannot change the structure as much as we would like to, but we can change our relationship to the structure, and in that way the effects that we have upon it and the effects that it has upon us. So my story, as far as shamanism is concerned, is that about 8 or 10 years ago I was studying Kabbalah with a lady by the name of Martha Joy Aft in Boston, and she invited me to something that she referred to as the Merkava descent. I didn't really understand what it was, but joined the group because I'd been studying with her and trusted it, and learned what became apparent to me later, a form of shamanic journeying that I had no idea existed in Judaism and in the Judaic tradition. Subsequently, I have found that actually this tradition predates the Kabbalah and the Kabbalistic works. And in my mind, it actually was originally feeding and has fed throughout the ages Judaism, and a lot of the movements in Judaism were stimulated or in a sense created by those who were shamans. An example is that the Baal Shem Tov, who's the founder of Hasidism, spent a lot of time in the Carpathian Mountains with the shamans. Anyways, so since I have been involved in that and received more shamanic training, which I have received through Len and her family of shamans, which is basically a heart-based shaman tradition. It speaks of the ability to access the spiritual realms without any need to necessarily take chemicals or other medicinal plants, entheogens as we know them as now. And what it has given me is a much deeper appreciation for a lot of the ancient texts and the ancient writings of the rabbis and other important commentators of the Jewish tradition. I have been one of the co-founders or co-organizers of this festival. And for me, this festival was about introducing people to some of these techniques that the shamans are using in order to access these realms, and about becoming more aware and living with this spiritual aspect, acknowledging the spiritual aspect of ours. There's an interesting man that has written a book called Shamanic Trance in Kabbalah, in which he proposes and says that there is some evidence that actually our natural state is a state of trance. And all the time what we are doing is we're creating densities. We embrace these material densities in order to anchor us and to prevent us from constantly being in this space. So the festival to me in that sense is about introducing people to this possibility, about a gathering with people who are aware and able to make these transitions easier, and creating a space where people can experience this, experience that it is safe and it is possible, and hopefully give them some hope or some tools that they can use in the future to enable them not to enter into spaces or to able to absorb those spaces of psychosis and inner promptings that we all have. In other words, to enter into a more lucid and clear conversation with their inner spaces. I think South Africa is a place that is full of hope. I think that we stand on the edge of something here in South Africa. I believe that if we have a great potential and a lot of ability, spaces in which we may be able to bridge the gap between the Western civilization, the Western mindset, and the more indigenous, earth-based mindsets. I believe that South Africa is at the cutting edge of creating that bridge. I think it is a bridge that we need, that our civilization, that the whole earth, the planet needs in order for us to get to a healthier relationship with the earth and with ourselves.